Welcome to The Other Dimension with the team, Damon Penny, Ben Winfield, and Louisa Brown. We guide you through the supernatural, the occult, and the unexplained, answering questions that will make you question your grip of reality, with special guests guiding you through everything from demons to divination, cryptids to crystals, religion to skeptics. We explore in depth the true meaning of the unexplained. So strap in, kick back, and enjoy as we enter the other dimension.
Hey everybody, welcome along. It's the other dimension. Welcome all our muggles out there. You are now entering the Ministry of Magic. It's the Harry Potter show, and I'm joined by special guest Zira. Welcome along to the show.
Hi. I can't believe I'm it.
It's the Harry Potter special, and I've been promising this one for a long time, so we're going to do it tonight. Couple of bits before we get started. Please, guys, make sure you go and head over to pentagraphics.com or on the Facebook page and pick up some of the merchandise. It's amazing. Cannot knock it. I know I don't wear it a lot, but I do wear it when I'm at the gym, so it sort of swings around about. Don't forget Ben's show on Sunday. Make sure you check that one out. And I'm hoping in the new year as well that we've got the Witch's Closet coming back. So, yeah, lots and lots to look forward to. Don't forget also, just quickly before we go any further, our sponsors that will that help us here on the show. Just going to play this short video so you guys can see who they are.
Welcome to the Other Dimension Network, exploring the unexplained, in partnership with Embrace the Dark, Paranormal Science Beyond the Grave, Haunted Museum and Spirit Shop, Stoke. And lock in to our other shows: The Witch's Closet with Scarlet Witch, Divination with Louisa Brown, Occult, History, and Science with Ben and Lou. Only on the Other Dimension Network.
So, we've got three. Hold on. I've got to change it.
Yeah, man. We're here.
Hello.
Sorry for my late arrival. Lewis here as well.
Hi,
I didn't want to get in from work, so I am.
Just before we go any further, guys, I want to thank everybody out there that's been sponsoring us on Patreon. Yeah, because you guys are amazing, and have put a lot into the show. So big shouts out to you. So tonight is Harry Potter special. I know Ben and Lou don't know much about Harry Potter, but Ben and Lou are here to help when we talk about stuff. Refer it back to the occult because they know. Zira is our resident Harry Potter specialist. Well, yeah. You know, every time we're on the chat, she's always like, "Oh, how do you tell if a female bastard?" I didn't even know that one, so I'm not going to lie.
How do you tell? You know that one.
So tonight, what's special?
I'm jumping in here first because I did say I'd give a prior warning, and I haven't given them a warning up until this point. So Laura has wrote 9, possibly 10.
No, we're more than that. We're more than that. I went into family trees, so we're quite.
So yeah, you're probably looking at like 15 pages worth of questions.
Well, I can top that.
Well, not. I wasn't going to say questions as such. I mean, you could class them as questions.
Well, I'm 8,500 minutes of Audible into all the books in the last 3 weeks. So.
Yeah, Damon.
Yeah.
That.
Zara's like Kate. Zira's like Kate.
Oh, okay. This should be fun then.
Good luck.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm as good as Kate. Actually, love Kate. I think she's me.
Absolute legend. The only one who's ever called me a chav live on stream.
I'll call you a chav. I'll call you a chav. I totally agree with her.
What? I don't understand.
You are a proper travel this time
Yeah.
today as well, Damon.
I don't actually know it's Burberry. What's going on?
It's too
I'm
high class
you-
for a redneck.
in my pajamas. I've done 6 hours traveling on a train today, so I'm in my pajamas and comfortable.
So, you want to start us off with your notes and see where we'll
Well, I just thought we could start with. So you're a Slytherin.
Yes, a very.
I'm guessing you've done that through the Wisdom World app.
Yes, I have. I know under my Patronus as well.
I was going to ask if you have. What's your Patronus?
My Patronus is a terrier.
I'm an Irish Bullhound. When they say size matters, size really does matter. We got one. And without any innuendos, how big is your wand and what is it made of?
30.5 inches. Hawthorn and dragon heartstring.
Oh, we share the same core. So I'm Rowan and I'm 14.25 inches.
Oh, okay.
5 inches.
What? Oh, shut up, Ben. This is not Damon Day, right? Yeah, this is not pick on Damon Day.
No, I've heard, well, I've been told by the Wizarding World app I'm a Hufflepuff, which makes sense because I like to set fires and I am obsessed with animals. So
yeah, no, I get that. See, I was disappointed to be a Slytherin, but when I looked at all the famous Slytherins that have been before, I was
okay.
because I found out Dolores Umbridge was a Slytherin.
Yeah, she was a Slytherin.
Yeah.
So was I've lost it. I've lost Merlin.
Yeah, Phineas Nigellus as well. There's
The
some
Great Richard. There's quite a few great wizards actually that were in Slytherin.
So if we was to put Ben in a house, where would he go?
Ravenclaw.
Wits beyond measure is man's greatest treasure.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
And
I don't know whether it's an insult or a compliment.
No, it's a good thing. Just the fact that your Patronus would probably be some sort of bullfrog would be quite funny.
Now that's not fair.
What Lou would be? I think Lou would be a Slytherin.
I don't know. I think Lou would either be Gryffindor or Hufflepuff.
Really?
Yeah. Her love for animals is beyond measure, and I mean, Christ, she's got to have like a heart of a lion if she's married to Ben. Jesus, that's hard work.
Is it because she's bossy as well?
No, I think it's just she's very
Bossy.
stern.
Shouts out to Sarah Lee, who's on her way now to find out what house she's in. Please let us know, because I don't want to be the only Slytherin. Please, come on.
Yeah, but with Auntie Sarah, does that mean actual Harry Potter house, or generally are you in someone else's house?
Yeah.
Be in someone else's house. That's honestly, I'm more concerned if she's wearing clothes or not. It's
Wow.
There is that.
If you ever get to meet Auntie Sarah, you'll love her, Damon. She's amazing.
Cool. I'm up with that. We've done houses.
Done houses, done wands, done Patronus.
Yep.
What would you say was your absolute favourite part of Harry Potter World?
My favourite part, well, I've been like 4 times, and every time there was slightly different. Butterbeer is definitely my least favourite because it takes rank. It's disgusting. Sorry, but Butterbeer is just it's not for me. I think my favourite part. Well, I went to Harry Potter World when they had all the animals there. So you had Hedwig, Crookshanks, you had Neville's Toad, which Trevor. I got to meet them all, like, and they let that. I had Hedwig on my arm, and that was quite cool. Scabbers was there as well.
Oh,
so that was cool. But another thing that stands out about it is the chess pieces because you can move them. They move.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's the experience.
My uncle's taking me in May. So
Yeah.
I might be a bit late to the show, but I'm still coming to the show. What would you say your favourite spell would be and why?
My favourite spell, Levi Corpus, because of the way, if you read the books, the way it's built around it, the way Harry finds out that it was his dad that used it on Snape, but it was actually Snape that created it from the Half-Blood Prince's potion.
Yeah.
Definitely that one, because it's the only spell really, apart from
he rewrote the book, didn't he?
that sort of storyline behind it as well.
Yeah.
So,
your favourite magical creature and why?
Thestrals. Because I never understood, right? This is one thing I never understood in the whole thing about the Harry Potter, the story and the books, is when he first goes to Hogwarts in his first year, he can see that they're getting pulled by nothing. Now, he's already with death, so he can't see the Thestrals.
That would be in the second year. First years go by boat, don't they?
Yeah, but they're able to see the carriages, but he doesn't see the Thestrals, and I've never understood that. But yeah, definitely, because they have that storyline behind them, and to be honest, they're the only magical creature where it's described completely different in the book than you actually see on the film. They seem like the description in the book is like sort of like the film, but not really, I suppose.
I have to agree with you on that to an extent. The Hungarian horntail dragon in the book it's black scaly. In the movies it's bronze gold.
Yeah. No,
there is. Okie dokie.
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor. When I was in hospital one time, my tics were playing quite bad, and that was one that was frequently coming out whilst I was at hospital. And all of the nurses were like, "It's okay, it's all right. Harry Potter's pretty cool." I'm like, "I'm so sorry." So embarrassed. One that might catch you out, maybe, possibly. I think this is where we split super fans to geeks.
Right.
So how did McGonagall's husband die?
I have no idea. I've never actually come across that one.
Have you not?
No, I've never. That's probably one of the ones that are in like the old what they call it. There's like a website, it's Harry Potter caches, where they go back histories and stuff like that. I've never actually got too much into that whole thing.
So her husband was Elphinstone, and they got married not long after the first Wizarding War. Sadly, about 2 years afterwards, he was bitten by a venomous tentacula.
Oh.
And that met his demise. So.
Oh, she's my favourite character, by the way.
She's kick-ass. She is kick-ass.
She's awesome. She reminds me of my old teacher.
She reminds me of my mum, but don't tell her I said that. Sorry, my mum sat in the same room as me.
Okay.
What do you think you'd see in the mirror of Erised?
Wow, yeah, I never thought of that one actually. Probably like myself with all my tattoos finished, because it's been something I've been trying to do for years and I've never got to that point. Or a nice pair of woolly socks. Me holding a nice pair of woolly socks.
Good girl. Good girl. Hagrid's, one of his greatest wants. Bless him. Oh, where shall we go? Where shall we go? I don't know. I've got so much written down. Oh, that was something.
Yeah.
Looking into family trees. So you know how there was in the second movie, there was the big controversy of Harry Potter is Slytherin's heir.
Yeah, when he really wasn't. He because he was a Horcrux, he was able to speak Parseltongue.
Now, this is like I learned something new and it amazed me.
Yeah.
It might not be that Harry is a Parselmouth because he was a Horcrux, not necessarily.
Right.
So diving way back, and I mean way back as in as early as the 1800s, following the Gaunt family line,
Yeah.
which is the seniors to Tom Riddle Jr., that side of the family line. Now, one of the very old, I say very old, one of the first members of the Gaunt family married a Potter.
Oh, did it? All right, okay. I think I was going along the lines of, obviously, you do find out in the book there's a chance that his great grandfather was Ignotus Peveril.
Yep. Prevail.
I thought I was going to go down them lines, but I didn't know that one of the Gaunts married a Potter.
Yes, one of the Gaunts married the Potter. So,
Oh.
following that line, it was something that led me to something called the Sacred 28, which are essentially one of the oldest. They're the oldest wizarding families, or high blood status wizarding families. The Potters are in there, the Weasleys are in there. Tonks, Gaunts, Prevels, Longbottoms, Malfoys. There's a lot in when you get into it with family trees. There's also quite a lot of inbreeding.
Yeah,
it's unreal. There is, in some of it, it's like sisters and brothers. Like, hold on a minute.
Hi, Mum.
It's Game of Thrones. So yeah, it also, following the family lines, there is the potential that Malfoy and Harry Potter are also related.
Yes, yeah. Well, it goes along the lines, and Ben will be able to pick up on this as well. Supposedly, when J.K. Rowling wrote the book, she was in the first book. She was in a state of like trance, and if you look at that in that trance state, and you look at the paranormal studies of it, it goes back to those old, like, sort of, when we talk about like Merrill Vinci bloodlines and the secret society, they would always marry and breed within each other, keep the blood strong.
Yeah,
you know?
Not necessarily with secret societies.
Well, I'm talking about the Illuminati, the Skull and Bones, the Bilderbergs, where you talk about the Rockefellers all interbred and so on and so forth. It goes along them sort of lines. Huh?
No. They're very selective who they allow in the family. Not so much on the inbreeding. The only people that really do inbreeding still are the old Egyptian families to keep the Egyptian bloodlines pure.
But wasn't there like a story about the whole what's the name of the family, the UK family that have got like the Rothschilds? Yeah, they're really interbred, because one of them's got like 6 fingers.
They're very selective of who they allow to breed. They will only allow their family members to marry off into highly wealthy and politically powered families.
And Boleyn, one of Henry VIII's wives, she had 6 fingers, but wasn't inbred. It might have just been misfortune, maybe.
Hold on, or maybe she's like world champion or something. It goes along, if you look at like modern day societies and how we've sort of the line goes. The Harry Potter books, this is where it's real life, because you have like these whole rumors that these families are interbred, and then you took the wizarding world, like you were saying, the bloodlines with the wizarding world. It's to keep the blood pure and keep the blood strong, to keep the higher blood status, isn't it? So it's almost like what families do nowadays, especially if you're from certain places in England, I suppose.
Important announcement.
Yes.
Ben is a Hufflepuff.
Is he a Hufflepuff?
Well, I'm literally shivering. What the hell?
High five, Hufflepuff. Sorry. They have said, however, behind every Hufflepuff there is a Slytherin with a fire extinguisher close behind. So,
yeah,
you're gonna have to chasing after me, and Ben. Jesus, can you imagine if we made a fire, Ben?
Yeah.
No, that's we're not doing that.
Flammable.
Yeah, I just keep the explosive under the sink.
Yeah, she just keeps nitroglycerin under the sink.
Unintentionally.
I really hope a bullfrog as a Patronus. That would just be so great.
Find out
Um,
doing it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Where's my notes then?
ooh, I got something that
Yep.
might. I had a inkling to write down. Remember something that might coincide with spirits. There's a creature out of the Fantastic Books series. The only known way, recorded way, to escape said creature is through a Patronus charm.
Right.
Other than a Dementor, do you know the name of that creature and how it behaves?
Oh, is it that thing from? Because I've seen the movies. I've never read the Fantastic Books. In the movie, you've got the kid that turns into that crazy, ginormous thing, doesn't he? What's it called? Yeah, that thing. Ain't that, is it?
No. It's not Credence. It's not
No.
Credence. Although, again, looking in family lines, so Dumbledore's father may potentially be Credence's father also, though he wouldn't be directly related to Dumbledore. It'll be a half sibling. Anyway, the creature's called a lymphofold, and it stands probably about knee height. It's black, and it's like a hooded sort of figure. It tends to have thicker skin after it's eaten, and it commonly likes to eat people.
Sounds great.
They will usually enter the house when somebody is sleeping, and only by sleep would they know. Well, they wouldn't know that they were dead, and they'd essentially wake up dead. It would start at the feet and move his way up to the body. It would then continue and proceed to suffocate said person by shooting itself into their nose, through their mouth, and in their ears. There's only a couple of recorded book studies of surviving wizards that have survived this. Stunning spells do not tend to work, and it's the only other form that I've known Patronuses to be used. So, thinking about humans when they wake up and they can't move.
Yeah. That's what's it called? Sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis, or the little shadowy figure that you see in the corner of your bedroom that stands at knee height, potentially a feral. I know ferals don't behave in that way, but it's something.
He's like some concentration mode.
Something that caught me was like, that's quite interesting.
I did not know that.
Hags as well. Hags. So you've got witches, wizards, and you've got hags.
And squibs.
Squibs, yeah. Hags. What do hags enjoy eating?
They eat liver, don't they?
Kids.
Yeah, it makes sense.
They eat kids, though. It kind of makes me wonder, like those old spooky tales about witches gobbling children up.
Yeah,
Naughty children.
I've done my full test.
Right.
Oh.
So I'm a Hufflepuff.
Mm-hmm.
My Patronus is a polecat.
Savage.
My wand is sycamore wood.
Yeah.
With a phoenix core at 14.5 inches.
Oh, you've got an inch on me. Well, quarter of an inch. Quarter of an inch. My bad.
You got an inch more than me, Ben.
It keeps freezing. He's crashing my phone.
Do you know, obviously, when Lupin died in the Battle of Hogwarts at the end?
Yeah.
Supposedly, Harry went back to go and see the Marauders map and just said mischief managed and was completely blank. because he was the last one to die. But I don't remember Peter Pettigrew dying in the films, but he did in the book, didn't he? He strangled himself.
Yeah, regalt.
Yeah.
About bloody time and all. Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't particularly like that character.
No, I'm not a big Peter.
I'm trying to find things that might relate into the occult.
There's not a great deal.
There isn't. No.
That's supposed to be real. That's based on old Egyptian teachings, isn't it?
What's
I
that?
think you broke up.
The stone that's able to prolong life. It's an old Egyptian teaching.
Stone.
What the Philosopher's Stone?
Yeah.
It was.
This will really catch out. The Philosopher's Stone is a British thing. It's not an Egyptian thing.
Yeah, no, but the Egyptians referred to their Philosopher's Stone was also known as the Eye of Osiris.
No, Philosopher's Stone literally is only spoke of in British. It was achieved by an alchemist in Britain. It's the one thing that always gets missed up loads of times. I didn't realise until I actually started studying John Dee. It came around just before John Dee was alive that the Philosopher's Stone was actually created by an alchemist using practices that came from the Middle East.
The alchemist
the person who created it was Britain.
John got the recognition for his work in alchemy alongside Nicholas Flamel.
Yeah.
Nicholas Flamel was actually the actual name of the alchemist.
Oh, just quickly, there was another famous Slytherin that I just remembered. Merlin was a Slytherin, so there you go.
That's what I said at the beginning.
I know.
But something else that I could find only briefly that could link into the occult. And we'll start it off with, what is the dark mark spell?
The what?
The dark mark spell.
Oh, I couldn't picture it in my mind, but to say it because what Barty Crouch Jr. puts it up at the Quidditch World Cup. It's like Lothmere or something like that.
No, Morse Mortar.
That's it. I was close.
So Morse Mortar has several different translations. Looking into it, briefly touches on Latin. However, it refers a lot to Norwegian and Romanian, and essentially it means mother's murder, mother's death, mass murder, more murder, just and or on its own murder. It's which I think was very smart of what they did, because they they linked it up with it being his mark, and it was something that was to be feared after the First Wizarding War, because every time he laid someone to rest, it was something put up. So yes, I thought it was very clever how they'd researched the language behind it. But it's the only thing really that I could find that could link in. I mean, with Latin, a lot of the spells are French residing. I mean, there's the few that are from Latin.
Isn't the Killing Curse based on old magic? Because it's a form of abracadabra, isn't it?
I don't know. In all honesty, I go around overexcited and just go at people. So. Yeah, so it's
Abracadabra, which was and the old magicians were during the Victorian times that magicians used to use to sort of relay a response from the crowd or something like that. Sarah Lee is Hufflepuff. So there's
Hufflepuff.
Yeah, we're so outnumbered right now, Lou. We're really outnumbered.
We're taking over the world. My mum's a Gryffindor, and all of her friends and everyone that she knows is a Hufflepuff. So you're not the only one that's on your own, Damon. It's all right. We'll start up the Lonely Loners Club. They could probably also be part of Spew.
Oh, right, the Society for Protection of Welfare.
Yeah. spew. That was, yes, very, very, very funny for me.
Actually, I've got
Do
a question.
do you know the Hogwarts motto?
I remember it from the first book. They have to say it before they eat, but I couldn't do it off the top of my head. Because the only thing that pops up in my head when you talk about like the beginning of speeches before they eat their buffet is like where Albus Dumbledore goes with these few words. It's only completely two random words that are just out of nowhere.
Pop, Bumblewog,
Yeah.
something or another. Yeah, yes. Just, and then he was like, yes, eat.
Yeah,
Very, very eccentric person. So, right, I'm going to have to get my mum to help me to read this because I am dyslexic and this is in Latin.
Oh, okay.
Draco Domnes
Nuncum,
Nuncum Tintilius.
Titilandus. Translates.
Yeah. So, right, Draco. Decumnes necumdes Tatilius Trans. I think I've got that right.
Go on, Ben.
We will be showing how to get rid of summon demons. Just cause to come into existence.
How was my Latin there, Ben? Not great. So I could have summoned anything.
Yeah.
It does. It simply translates into never tickle a sleeping dragon.
Yeah, no dragons were harmed while making this movie as well. Just to put it.
No.
I've got a question for you, Sarah.
Okay.
Right, what's the most disappointing thing that you found with the films that was in the book but wasn't actually included in the films?
Barty Crouch Senior.
Really?
Yes.
What,
yes.
the whole storyline of the whole thing with where had him underneath the cloak at the Quidditch World Cup and all that, his son and that, yeah?
Yeah. I think the storyline with that in the book was really, really good, and it gets your brain working, and you're thinking about it. And then comes to the end, and it's like, oh my god, how did I see this?
Yeah, because you're missing Winky.
Yeah,
You miss Winky out of it. I see. The thing that really wound me up that was missing from all the films that was in all the books and was the fact that Peeves wasn't in it.
I think yeah. But then again, it's
so good.
I think if Peeves was to be in the movies, it would just be absolute carnage.
Oh yeah, that's what I'd like it.
He'd be popping up everywhere with fire sticks and walking sticks and just throwing that. Although I would have liked to see that in the first movie, Peeves throwing a load of walking sticks at Neville Longbottom, bless him.
Yeah. From what I read with the whole, because obviously there is that whole like timeline. If you go through the books and you watch the films, it seems from what I've read there were different directors for different films, and because the previous director missed out so much, there was so much they couldn't incorporate in the other films. And then when you got to the final Deathly Hallows, it was like so altered as well because you had the whole storyline with Severus Snape and the whole thing with Nagini and the thing with Draco and the whole thing with his family, and it's just so I don't know how to understand it.
They do miss loads out in the movie, and I'm kind of glad that I saw the movies first before the books.
Yeah, because you would have been more.
It wasn't as disappointing. It was much better reading the books after. So as a Slytherin, I imagine you've done quite a lot of research on Lord Voldemort himself.
Not really.
Do you know? Right. So when he comes back, but he's not back to full health. So in the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
Who did he first murder? Who was the first person that he murdered?
He killed Cedric Diggory. Yes, he did. Or was it? No, that was the second one.
The second person that he killed, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he had killed before that. It was his old gardener Frank Bryce, and he was a muggle of all people.
Yeah, Frank. But didn't he? No, but didn't he kill what's her name? The bird from Romania that went to Romania who worked for the ministry.
It was stipulated, yes. It wasn't Romania. It was Albania.
Albania. Yeah.
And
Name.
she went missing without a trace. So I think it was her sisters, and then she was meant to go down to her aunt's, and in between time she had gone missing.
It weren't Batilda Bagshot. No, and it was. I keep thinking
No,
Birdie.
it wasn't Batilda Bagshot. No,
that was, wasn't it? That'll come to me in a minute. I'll be like, yes, I remember the name. Yeah, Frank. They wasn't he questioning the death of the Riddle family, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was he was prime suspect.
Yeah,
prime suspect, and from what I can gather from the books, the Riddle family lived in a Muggle town, because it was that house, those people, as reference to the Riddle family. Very strange house, very strange people.
Yeah, but the Riddle house and the Gaunt house were two different things, because Merenpay was his mother, put Tom Riddle under the love potion, and then he returned back to.
No, it was. I mean, as in like referring to the house itself as the Riddle house. Like the Gaunts were, nothing to do with the Riddles, and it was Voldemort's loathing for his Muggle father that led him to kill the entirety of his family.
Yep.
Sadly. What else? There was another Slytherin question, and I've written that much. I can't find it.
I do that sometimes for shows. I know you never write notes for shows, but there are times when I write notes and I either get through all my notes too quickly, I've still got like 20 minutes left of the show, and I'm like, oh my God, what have I talked about? Or I just can't pick anything out of the notes that I've written.
Oh, Jesus. Right, okay. Do we know the breed of the dragon that Harry and Hermione
Are we talking about Norbert?
No, not Norbert. Not Hagrid's little dragon.
Oh, right.
Well, yeah, I would have liked to have seen him grown. So when they go to Gringotts,
right. When they get the Horcrux, the
Hufflepuff's cup, they escape on a dragon.
The Chinese firebolt, isn't it?
Nope.
Oh,
I had to bring dragons into this. It was like, I'm the dragon lady. That's it. So I had to do it.
Iron Belly.
Ukrainian Iron Belly. Well done.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I am impressed.
I don't know on that one. The comment come up Iron Belly quicker.
There's also
Iron Belly.
Eves was a Slytherin as well once. Probably. More than likely.
Sorry?
What's your phone not working, honey?
My phone's-
Oh, no. Just got no touch on it.
You're breaking up. I didn't catch that one bit.
Verse saying it was proposed that Peeves was once a Slytherin.
But he's a poltergeist.
Yeah. Although, if you look at Joe, when Sirius dies, he goes to speak to Nearly Headless Nick. I'm not going to go into his full name because it's like the Mimsy Porpington or whatever.
Yes.
He goes to speak to him to see if Sirius has come back as a ghost, didn't he? And he said only certain wizards can choose to go through that path. So it sort of begs the question: do poltergeists go through that same sort of?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Where do they start from?
Yeah. So with that one, I'm not sure. It's probably in the whole Harry Potter universe thing that Peeves was some sort of Slytherin. But if you look at his behaviour and the way he is in the books, probably more likely to be a Gryffindor because he's a rule breaker. So.
Yes, it's isn't it Sir Nicholas Mimsy Bobbington? Bobbington.
Yeah.
Do you know names of the other house
as well?
Do you know the names of the other house ghosts? Can you name them all?
You've got Rowena Ravenclaw's daughter. Is it Helena? Helena Ravenclaw?
Yep, known as
Lady.
Yep.
you've got the Fat Friar. I don't know his full name, and the Bloody Baron. But the Bloody Baron was the one that killed the Grey Lady, and he's always in chains because he's living with the whole regret of killing her. I don't remember the name of the Bloody Baron and the Fat Friar.
I couldn't find their names. So, house emblems.
Yep.
House emblems. We have. So I'm a badger.
Yep. I'm a snake. Gryffindor lion and the Ravenclaw raven, obviously.
Eagle.
Oh, was it an eagle? I thought it was a raven.
No, it's be an eagle.
And they have different colours, don't they? Obviously, based on their
Oh, yeah.
house. So you've got, and this is the other thing that sort of bugs me, because if you've got, so Gryffindor's gold, Slytherin's silver, and then they've got the bronze badger and then the black eagle, isn't it?
Not on house banners, no.
No?
No.
I might be completely wrong there.
Each house stands for one of the elemental signs, classic elemental signs.
Yeah.
Are you able to put the houses to the elemental signs?
So obviously you've got the, so Slytherin, the snake would be earth. The eagle would be air. The badger would be, although the lion would be fire. That means the badger's got to be water. I might be wrong there.
Slytherin's water, surprisingly, and its badger Hufflepuff are elementals of earth. So, yeah.
Okay, that sort of makes sense.
Yeah, that's definitely out.
Well, where I remember reading the books, because obviously I've been listening to them on Audible, because Stephen Fry reads them, and he reads them like so much better than I can even do the voice.
Listen to his voice all day, every day.
He's amazing when he reads the books. But I remember reading it, and that in certain parts of the books they spell the word magic with a K as well.
Yep.
And Ben, you'll be able to explain this to the listeners. When you spell magic with a K, different from magic with a C, is it? Because magic with a C is all to do with back in the Victorian times where they would perform illusions. But magic with a K is actually referred to pure magic.
Crowley, isn't it?
Yeah, Crowley, a lot of it came from, but yeah, during the modern age, they changed it. That magical practices that are done through cultology or witchcraft has developed this.
Want the K on
The
it
K.
to differentiate from party magician.
Yeah, street magic is, which street magic is pretty awesome. I'm sorry, but some of the stuff that street magicians can do is awesome. Is spelled with a C. That's literally how it breaks down to.
Some Penn and Teller shit, bro.
They do that with quite a lot with quite a few. Oh gosh, sorry. Quite so like disillusionment. So it's magic with a C, magic with a K. Disillusionment for Muggles. They do it a lot with a lot of the Fantastic Beasts. So there's, say, like the Kneazol, which is a very big, very fluffy cat. However, its tail is the tail of a lion, and that would see one of those walking around as a Muggle, it would draw your attention. So part of the secrecy and protection of magical beasts, they frequently have to do a disillusionment charm. So it looks like a normal tail. There's other, like there's a little terrier dog that has a fork in its tail as well that they have to do.
I've just
licensed to own both of them as well.
I've just downloaded the Fantastic Beasts book, ready to listen to.
A good read. It's a very good read.
I've just done Quidditch. I've just done Quidditch Through the Ages. I've got that one downloaded. I've done Quidditch Through the Ages. Learn about the cannons and the tornadoes and stuff like that.
Some quick questions. Are you able to name all of Harry Potter's broomsticks?
So his first one, he didn't know. His first one he got was a Nimbus 2000. And then that broke with the Whomping Willow, and he got a Firebolt.
He also had a third broom.
Did he have a third broom?
Yep. It's in a letter written from Lily to Sirius Black.
Oh yeah, he bought him the little broom that only hovered
Toy broom.
Yeah, I know the one.
Little toy broom.
Yeah, they found his possession, didn't they? In the series in the Black House. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't think of that one.
Oh, why were broomsticks chosen as a tool of flying?
Because something to do with flying carpets. I remember reading about the flying carpets.
They were illegalized in transportation. They're a Cat B transport, so it's kind of like you get caught transporting them now. You kind of get a big tailing off.
Yeah, because some guy was trying to smuggle it in during the Quidditch World Cup.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So they're simple. They're simple, really. That's what it comes down to. It's something that you can find in everybody's house, muggle or wizarding household.
Yep.
It's not something that might draw a muggle's attention, and it's just the simplicity of it, really, is why it was chosen. Practical use.
Makes sense. Does make sense, 100%.
Oh, are you able to tell us where Quidditch, the game itself, Quidditch, where the name comes from?
No idea. I have no idea on that one. That was
So,
I remember.
Quidditch goes back as far as 1962 AD, which is the very, very earliest, very earliest part where they can find that broomsticks were chosen and therefore enhanced, bewitched. There is a legend referencing to some people playing over Quidditch Marsh.
Oh, I remember this bit. I remember the story now. Yeah.
Yeah. So, which is an actual place.
Yeah, it is. It's
an actual place.
Yeah, it's in the moors over in Manchester, isn't it, or something like that?
Further south.
I'm going to say. Two people started in the moors.
You think north of Watford Gap is like unbeknown to me, so.
Blue's far out for you now.
So many questions. So many questions. Okay, who jinxed Potter's broom?
Oh, it was Quirrell.
Yeah.
I knew that one.
Thought I'd give you
that one.
Nice easy one. Nice easy one.
Yeah.
I remember the first film.
The first film was good. It was a good introduction into the whole Harry Potter world. Compared to the books, it was very there wasn't much change in the first film to the first book. But there was a lot of stuff that was out.
A lot of stuff changed out after that.
Yeah.
A fair bit. Are you able to explain to us the game of Stickstock?
Stickstock?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember coming across that. I know Exploding Snap. I know Wizarding Chest. I know Gobstones.
So Stickstock is one of the very earliest forms of Quidditch. It helped Quidditch become what it is today. It would comprise of multiple players, a 20-foot pole. Nice. There would be an inflated dragon's bladder on top of said pole. There would be a witch or wizard mounted on a broom with a piece of rope connecting them to the pole. It was usually about 10 foot long, so they could only fly away 10 feet away from the pole. And they were called guarders to protect the bladder. Now, people on the other side, the aim of the game was to burst the bladder. Their brooms were, well, hilted at the front with points.
Yeah.
As to fly at the bladder. Poof, pop, they win. Very simple game. However, the Garter was allowed a wand and was allowed to hex and jinx fellow flyers because it was their job to stop them from popping the bladder. As soon as the bladder was popped, the game would be over, or as soon as all of the other players had either been knocked out, jinxed, or hanging on to their broom by a toe, would they call it a game?
Oh yeah, that's quite cool.
It died out around about the 1300s, so that would be the 14th century that game died out in.
Mm-hmm.
But it was one of the very, very earliest forms of Quidditch, and it helped Quidditch become what it is today. Okie dokie, da-la-la-la. Obviously, we're aware of how many balls are on the game Quidditch.
You got a quaffle,
Yep.
2 blood, and a snitch.
Brilliant.
And snitch is flesh memory as well.
They do. Do we know what was used instead of a snitch before it was outlawed?
No, I don't know.
It was a teeny tiny woodsy little bird called a snidget.
So that's where the name of the snitch for the ball come. Yeah. Right.
And it was quite common that snidgets were hunted, shall I say, for games of Quidditch. The poor things, they would get attacked and jinxed and shoved away from the watching stands back into the centre of the court to play, and to win the game you had to catch the snidget, essentially killing it.
Lovely.
Yeah.
People.
They again, that was around the 1300s that they had become illegal to use within the game of Quidditch because they were dying out.
Mm.
They were also sought after for their eggs. Their eggs are made out of pure gold.
Well, that's something that Slughorn would get his hands on.
Yeah. That reminds me. I remember. This was the one that I didn't write down. Yeah. So we wondered Tom Felton, Draco Malfoy, the wonderful, beautiful Draco Malfoy. Do we know what his first claim to fame was?
He was in the Borrowers.
He was, yes.
Yeah, because we was looking.
He played P. Green.
Yeah, in the Borrowers, yeah.
Yeah, and Professor Slughorn was his dad.
Yes, he was. Yeah, I remember that now.
And then, of course, Arthur Weasley, the Exterminator.
Yep.
Yep. I stumbled across that, and I was like, no way. So I've gone and I've Googled, like, I want the credits. I want the end credits for the movie, and bless him, is there little baby Tom Felton. With really, really cute little cheeks, and just smushy cheeks.
Draco in school, but I had really blonde hair, and I used to like brush it backwards.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Was it bottle bleached or natural?
Yeah, like literally enough white.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know. It's bad, isn't it?
Well, I didn't say that, you did.
Yeah, I admit.
Have you ever heard of stooging?
Stooging?
That's
something that
Quidditch.
Way on a Friday.
No.
No, stooging, it's a foul. It's a foul within the game. So 2 chasers would head towards the keeper. Essentially, one from either side would clap into keeper and drag keeper down and away, allowing for one of the beaters to shoot through the hoops. It was
There's 436 different fouls in Quidditch, isn't there?
There's loads more than that. That's just commonly known fouls. It's like I think it goes into like the thousands.
Yeah, and like the longest Quidditch game ever played was like 3.5 months.
Yeah, because they just kept no one could catch the snitch.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Oh. The teacher that teaches flying and is often the Quidditch referee in Harry Potter. Do we know her whole name?
I don't know her first name, but it was Madam Hooch.
Half a point for that one. Ronalda Hooch.
Right.
Ronalda Hooch. Do you know what year Professor McGonagall received an award for playing Quidditch?
I didn't even know she played Quidditch. She doesn't look like a Quidditch player.
She played Quidditch.
That makes sense.
I think it was alongside James Potter, but yeah, she's
That sort of makes highly.
That's it's the little Easter egg that's in the Harry Potter movie that isn't actually in the book.
I've not seen that bit. Wow, I really
No. Well, you know when Harry finds out that his dad was also a season played, you see it's in the big cabinet. On the same plaque, if you're quick enough to spot it, Professor McGonagall's name is there, Minerva McGonagall. She received her award in 1971.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna have to Google that afterwards because I want to see what position she played. I bet she was a chaser.
It's thought that she was, I think it was a chaser.
Mm. Yeah, because she hasn't really got the build of.
No, I didn't write it down. I didn't write that one down. It's speculated. It isn't actually. It just says Minerva McGonagall, and then it says the year underneath on the same plaque. However, unfortunately, it doesn't say exactly what position she played. And I did try and research it up, couldn't find it. But there is speculations that she was a chaser.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Does make sense. Here's the one last question because we're getting close to time now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to make it a good one then, aren't I?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. When did the very first Wizarding War start? When did it end? How long did it last for?
I have no idea.
Okay, so it lasted 11 years.
I never paid attention in history of magic classes. Professor Bin.
I love Professor Bittens. Everyone hates him, but I love the fact that he doesn't actually know that he's dead.
Yeah, that's quite a cool story.
So it was 1970 to 1981.
Right.
And there was less than 20 years of a cool down before the next Wizarding War.
Yeah, about that, yeah. Do you know when Harry Potter's birthday is?
Oh, July the 31st, because it was my ex-fiance's and I's engagement date.
Birthday was the 31st of July 1986, which is exactly 1 year. He was exactly 1 year younger than me.
1 year. 1 year.
31st of July 1987. I claim to fame.
His birthday was on my anniversary.
Oh, nice.
I thought it was 1980 he was born.
86. 86. He'd be 30. He'd be 37 this year. Sure, it was. I might be wrong there. I'm
sure he was born 81 because he started school in. No, he was born in 80 because he started school in 91.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. 12, didn't they?
Yeah, it was 91 that he started school. Oh, my alarm's going off. It's officially 8 o'clock.
Okay, guys. Well, look, we are going to do this again. I want to say massive thank you for Zira for coming along and just ruining my whole Harry Potter, thinking that I'm a super fan when I'm not.
No, you could be a super fan. I'm just a geek.
Ben, are you doing a show on Sunday?
Yeah, I am. And ironically, after finding out some information myself, I was actually wrong on something. I was thinking it was something else. I'm going to do a show on the Philosopher's Stone, so I'm going to keep it Harry Potter for you guys. We're going to be looking at the autology roots of it and the historical roots of it as well, because even beyond my knowledge, it extends further than I thought.
Brilliant.
I'd be interested in that.
I mean, come on. Liz, found out your question, by the way. It was
1980.
it's 1980 Harry Potter was born.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. I was thinking then, I was like, it's not 86. Sure, it's not. Yeah. No, it's 80, and then he started in 91.
Yeah. Right, guys. So thank you so much again, Zira, for coming on for the show. Don't forget to
Having me on. Sorry I wasn't as sharp as what I could be, but I've spent 6 hours on a train travelling back from Scotland. Next time I might not need notes.
It was really good, man. It explored some stuff that I didn't know. We've sort of linked it back to how close it can get to the occult and stuff slightly as well. So it's been a great show. It's been a good show. Don't forget, guys, to check out Pentagraphics. If you want any of our merchandise, head over to our Facebook page if you want to check out any of the guys that are affiliated with us. Also, do not forget, Show of the Philosopher's Stone on Sunday. That'll be here at 7:30. So
I'm looking forward to that.
I should be locked into that. I'm not doing anything Sunday night, so I should be locked into that one. So it's going to be good. From us here at the studio, it's bye from me and bye from our guest, Zira.
Bye-bye.
And it's bye from Ben and Lou.
Catch you all later.
Bye.
And just remember, guys, if there's no other explanation, always